about me and my crew.
It's about you and your crew. Yeah, that's a nice statement. My vessel is engaged in lawful passage. My vessel is engaged in lawful passage. Do not impede my safe passage. Do not impede my safe passage. How many of us would say this?
Together with me, there are 22 seamen safe.
True, but how many would respond the way you did? Well, I'm not going to ask my staff.
I did not recall, but I asked several times, please, we are not doing unlawful actions, we are not carry out unlawful cargo or unlawful actions from my vessel or from myself.
It's true. It's true. It's just that I was thinking as I was watching this video and listening to your response to the Húthí commander. Frankly, I thought it was heroic, and I'm not sure how many of us would actually respond the way you responded, and with the same calm, cool-headed, confident tone of voice that you had. I mean, I know that I was there. If I were there and responded that way, my voice would be shaken.
Yes, I try to, if I have to reply, I try and succeed to keep my calm, first of all, for good for my crew, because they were near me, some of them, and after that I gave the alert, the alarm for security and everybody to proceed according with master station, security master station.
Yes.
And
yes.
Then I want to respond to my crew, to show to my crew that we keep under control and we are safe, and to have faith and believe in our. To be honest, I did not expect to sink the vessel, to abandon the vessel. I expect to succeed even hard, the vessel damages, but I was thinking, how can I pass Suez a few days later without breach windows and broken tanks, and really I did not believe that we will lose the vessel.
Yeah.
I will lose the vessel.
Good. You don't have to answer to me. You will tell us a few words after. I don't want to make it difficult for you, so I will say a few words regarding my own thoughts, and after this presentation of mine, you will have the opportunity. Well, we will be very keen to hear your experiences and especially your feelings and your state of mind at the time. So your response, you gave the response, do not impede my vessels. You could have stopped the ship and suffered other consequences. Maybe they would have taken you hostages and so on. You said, do not impede my safe passage. And this resulted to actually a military combat situation of about 8 hours until you were actually picked up by the vessels that rescued you. And eventually there was a happy ending to all of this ordeal, and everybody went home, all the crew went home, 22 of you, 22 souls, yourself, your 18 crew, and the 3 armed guards, without even a scratch.
That's correct.
Was it luck? Was it lucky? Some people would ask whether this was luck. Let us go through quickly some of the events that you faced that day. Captain Steigu was almost completing his term on board Magic Seas, and that was about to be his last voyage. After that, he was going to go home. The ship was, it loaded steel billets from China and fertilizers from South Korea, and the destination was in Turkey. So no direct connection with Israeli interests, and this is why this trip, the trip was going to take place via the Red Sea. It was classified as not high risk, not only by us, but also by the competent organizations like EOS and the insurance companies. Despite this, of course, the captain did everything by protocol, picked up the armed guards in Sri Lanka, and then went on and did the drills with the armed guards and without the armed guards, notified EOS before you went into the Red Sea. And you entered the high-risk area on the 3rd of July, and for 3 days nothing happened. And on July 6th, you were summoned on the bridge because somebody wanted to speak to you. And what happened on the bridge was the video, the conversation that we heard, that you had with the Húthí commander. And your reply, we all heard your reply, do not impede. And as soon as you said, do not impede, a few minutes later, there were bullets fired on the bridge, pierced the walls of the bridge, and shattered the glasses. But the captain did not lose his calm. He followed protocol, he put the safety of the crew first, sounded the general alarm. He summoned everybody to the upper deck alleyway, ready to go to the citadel. And more important than anything, he personally checked that there was nobody left behind. This usually happens. It's not uncommon for people to be left behind, locked in engine rooms or in other areas of the ship, and then they go unaccounted for. He personally checked, and I think not only once, Captain.
No, always. And I was the last one which go in rescue boat, and before that we ask again, we account for everybody. If someone said we were lucky, they could say whatever, but we were prepared. I make drills not only one time, with crew going inside lifeboat on his personal seat to take his safety belt and be prepared for launching. We start engine boat, lights, and close the door just to feel, to be familiarized how it's going over there.
Yes. And then, of course, as soon as the first shots were fired to the vessels, the armed guards returned fire. And there was actually, a battle going on, like those battles that we see on films. Shots being exchanged. At that point, I think you sent your crew to the citadel, if I remember correctly.
Yes. When they start fire, I give alert, and I send all the people all the crew, except armed guards, which continues to resist in front of skiffs, coming skiffs, up to 8 skiffs sometimes we have, and they succeed to destroy 2 sea drones, but 2 they could not and hit the vessel and so. And the crew was accounted for in master station, in security master station, and after that go to citadel. We go together all the time. I mean, I was going over there, we locked inside the citadel, and after sometimes, because I have not any news, I could not have contact with armed guards, I took 2 crew members, Filipino, and we go up to see how is developed situation.
Yes. And also you called, at that moment, you also called the office. Unfortunately, you didn't have any radio, telephone, any satellite phone because it was damaged by the shots fired, and you used the Wi-Fi phone. Thank God to Manos Sigalas who installed Starlink.
Yes.
Your money was worthwhile, Manos. And apparently, from what I have to confide to you, that the captain informed me that the Starlink, the existence of Starlink on board the ship at that during the incident, was a major factor that contributed to the crew being, keeping their discipline, keeping their calm, and it was a very important sort of psychological support for the crew because they were able to contact their people and explain what was happening in Central. And of course, during the whole incident, you had also your own support from our guys in the operations department, from Captain Panos
and I really appreciate
and Captain Fotis, who were trying to send some warships to you, but the nearest one was like a day and a half away.
I understand.
Is that right?
I understand. It's very correct what you said, and I want to add for my crew that its behavior and its prepare was the best. I tell them one day before. I tell them that because it was like last meeting before I was disembarked in Turkey, and after the drill, when we have the briefing and meeting, I congratulate never any clue about what's going on next day, but I congratulate them and I tell them that they are one of my best crew. I am captain since 1997 and I'm not making gratitude prices like that. And even, and I have to confess, we have 2 cadets, engine cadets and deck cadets, on the first time at sea, 18 days on board.
And still they kept their cool head.
And still keep well, not any crying, not anyone getting to panic, not anyone shouting or something, wishing to throw overboard, to escape or something. Everybody stayed, were sitting together. Chief officer was helped me in this condition because I was on the bridge and he was with crew on Citadel, and after that crew, engine crew, changing room where they keep together after the Citadel and main engine was hit by rockets. We could not.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So the first blasts were actually pierced the hull. It was the 2 unmanned ship vehicles, like torpedoes basically. 2 of them pierced the hull and 2 of them were destroyed by the guards. If I understood, if I'm recollecting the events you went through correctly.
That's correct.
And soon after, a little bit soon after, you saw fire coming out of cargo hold number 4. The skiffs increased to number 8, getting sent to the Citadel. We'll cover that. Number 4 cargo hold was on fire, but you did not watch. The captain did not just watch the fire. He instructed the chief engineer to release the CO2 in order to put the fire out. And the fire was put out. He sounded Mayday, Mayday on the VHF. A little bit later, fuel tank number 2 was leaking oil into the sea, polluting into the sea. The captain did not lose his head, did not say, never mind, we have been under attack, who cares about the environment. He instructed the chief engineer to transfer fuel oil from tank number 2, starboard, to another tank number 5, starboard, so that the level would go down and the leakage would stop. And so it did. The leakage stopped. He was even cool-headed enough, because he was already seeing that there was an increased chance of abandoning the ship, he made sure he collected the passports of the crew in good time. Seamen know that if there is a shipwreck and people have to abandon ship, lack of documents can become a nightmare. It helps matter a great deal if the crew who are saved are well documented. Later on, it wasn't enough for the unmanned ship vehicles stopped, but there were air missiles. Air missiles, 2 blasts, 2 explosions were heard. Captain sent a signal, distress signal through Inmarsat, an SSAS, sorry. And a third explosion actually pierced the engine room. And then the engine room started to flood. And then Captain really started to worry about the sinking of the ship. The flooding was very rapid indeed. Here is the photo of the engine room floor being covered by water. I have to consult my notes a little bit more than usually. I apologize, but it's like a hoop. It's like I feel like a film director sometimes. It's like a Hollywood film. The sequence of events is amazing. It's as if you're watching an actually military battle film. So 3.5 hours later, it was the explosions by the air missiles, and excuse me. This is your number 2 cargo hold, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but smoke is not coming now from number 2. It's coming from forecastle, most probably from the winch room.
The forecastle deck, huh?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, indeed. This is the...
It's in front of tray number 1.
Yeah.
Cargo hold number 2 already fire extinguished.
Again, the fire extinguisher. Again.
No, in number 2. Yeah, first was number 4 and then number 2.
Number 2, and you extinguished the fire number 2. Also, you saw that your forepeak tank had been flooded.
Yes.
There you could not do anything because the valves, the controlling valves were in the engine room and already underwater.
That's correct.
Otherwise, you would have tried taking the water out. And as you realized that the vessel could not be saved anymore, you instructed the vessel crew to be ready, to be prepared. Yes. Yes. And at that moment, at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you still had engine, and the speed of the vessel was about 11 knots. But at 18:25, you lost your main engine because of the flooding. The engine stopped. Then this is your fire in the forecastle that you again extinguished with CO2, and this is graph number 3 that's blown out of this position here.
Yeah.
It was in this position. And yeah, button. Extinguished by CO2 release, as we said. Again, you sounded Mayday. And you abandoned the ship at 1842.
That is correct.
You put all your crew, plus the armed guards, plus yourself, into the 25 persons lifeboat, the free-fall lifeboat. The Yemenis were still asking questions to you. Where are you? Are you abandoning ship? But you did not reply, Captain. I think, rightly, because you were afraid that you would be taken as hostages.
Yes, that's correct. The main concern for me and for my crew was do not be taken hostage,
yes,
kidnapped by terrorists, because I can say there are terrorists since they are working. They are fighting on a civilian vessel, civilian crew, just doing our job, seafarer. And you went to the lifeboat very well prepared. You had your portable VHF radios, torches,
and all the time as it was the night falling, it was night, by that time it was getting dark, you were transmitting your position on the radio, on the portable radio, and also flashing the lights so that you made your position visible by passing ships. And luckily, and also with the assistance of our office, I think, and the UK MPO, you were picked up by SAFEEN PRISM, the container vessel SAFEEN PRISM, and the next day you were landed safely in Djibouti.
That is correct. I want to emphasize again help of Starlink system, of Wi-Fi, because I had Wi-Fi signal and WhatsApp until the boat deck, until the last seconds, can I say, until going to the lifeboat. And as I told you before, I was the last one who left the vessel according with captain's rules. Yeah. And I go down on the lifeboat, make count the presence again, and then we release the lifeboat.
The end of the nightmare, at the hotel.
Yes, indeed.
What a nice photo.
Yes, relieved photo.
Yes. A few days later, everybody, all of you were home with your loved ones without a scratch.
Yes.
Now, many would say that the Magic Seas and the crew and the captain were lucky. And it is hard to say that they were not. Because when rockets are fired, missiles fly over your head, you never know where they're going to land. And nobody knows, nobody will ever know to what extent luck played its part. But what we do know is that Captain Steigo, throughout the incident, he never forgot he is a master. He exhibited impressive leadership, exemplary judgment, and did everything by textbook precision. He followed protocol. He put the safety of his crew first. He sounded the alarm. He explained to them that immediately that the ship was under attack. He summoned them to the citadel. He inspected personally. He made sure personally more than once that there was nobody left behind. He informed the office. He sought assistance. He was on the ready all the time. Whenever there was a fire, he put it out. Whenever there was pollution, he stopped it. He even had the cool head to pick up the documents, the traveling documents of the crew. What I know, concluding, is that Magic Seas may have been lucky, but the crew of the Magic Seas were very lucky to have Captain Steigo as their captain.
Yes, thank you very much. I have to say that
And
without crew, I could not be like that.
And allow me to say that on behalf of my crew, my co-workers here, my family, we want to thank you for your bravery and for your...
Thank you very much.
This is an award.
As I told before, I'm captain since 1997, but I started working at sea since 1983. And a part of these years, I have also maritime school 8 years, high school and university. I don't know to do something else. All my life it's similar. Even in my family, I have no similar. I was first, and I do my job with passion, with heart. So maybe this is the real. Maybe. I want to thank. Do not forget to thank you, everybody, for your warm welcome and for your assistance, not only on this occasion, anytime. I work for this company almost 8 years, and I have to admit that I feel like in family. Anytime when I asking instructions or any advice I receive, or they tell me, let me check and we'll revert. Every time, not even single time, they said, do whatever you want or don't do this. Okay, the ultimate decision and my job list is I have fully authority on board the vessel. And this time, it's first time in my life when I have to take this tough decision. It was hard. I tried my best to save the vessel. I really hope that we will pass the high risk area limit, but of course there are not any border police to say you are safe if you pass this 1 mile or 2. We were close, but even like that, the terrorists, they have different judgment. We did not receive any clue. We have not any clue, any indication that we could be attacked or subject to this condition. We left China in good condition, fully seaworthiness. We don't receive anything. We make all reports to all security and all parties in order. I mean to keep constant our position, and we have nothing to hide. We are just seafarer making our duty to reach home safely. I tell to the crew the best satisfaction to all crew when I was. My best satisfaction when they sign off in good condition. And I have not any injured or worst, let's say, passed away or lost one of my crew. Never. So I'm glad. I follow protocols. I follow instructions, checklist, because these are not made for how to say. They are done after some perils, some dangers appear. So they know, okay, I have responsibility and I am following that one. But and I want to thanks again to Captain Bοδuroglu for taking care. He called me and I expressed his thoughts in the hotel in Djibouti to my crew. Crew was very happy here, and as I told, my best crew. Since we are all together, alive to our families, they can be considered my best crew. We passed a great adventure, great. But we have a second life, let's say. I could say that this is our second life. Once again, thank you very much. I have no words to thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much, Captain. Just the way you are speaking about your crew actually reveals to me, and I think to all of us, why this whole ordeal went so well eventually. It's up to the man at the top.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Let's go and have a drink, guys. Thank you.